It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Poor Man Cycling Training Camp. It seems like every man and his dog out on training camps, even Del Boy's away on a training camp. This chopper is not, and every year I get out and do some absolute grim training in some grim weather and try and get a little bit of extra hours in. And this year we're getting it done before Christmas. So without further ado, tomorrow we start the Poor Man's Training Camp. Just need to go and get the green light from the wife. The sun is starting to come out and the Poor Man's Training Camp is officially underway, and this is a proper winter grind. None of this bloody rubbish influencer out in Girona. That's the summer grind, people. This is the winter grind. Grim roads, it's been raining cats and dogs, it's freezing, and your boy's out here getting it done. Like, lights on. It's just been grim conditions. I should have gone on the turbo, and now my hands are frozen. Basically, the plan is I'm still following Trainer Road, but because Christmas is coming up and that is family time, I'm putting the longer rides back to back, and then hopefully gonna try and add like 30 to 60 minutes onto them and get a proper little DIY training camp in. Now, I've already done all my efforts today. There was zone 2, under over threshold, so it was like 2 minutes 300, 1 minute 340 for 6 minutes. Do that 4 times and then back into zone 2. And now I'm just spinning around, enjoying these grim roads and this horrible weather. Dreamy. But I'm obviously going to bring you along for a bit of training vlogs. I'm also going to answer some questions that I've had, and I thought it'd be cool to do that. Got like some Creatine one, sponsorship one. I'll just do them as I'm on the bike. I have got to be back I've got to be back and dressed for Daddy daycare at 9, as the Rocket's got a dentist appointment. So we got 1 hour 15 to get home, get ready. But let's talk about creatine. So for those that don't know, I was on creatine and I have now stopped, and it was a game changer, I'm not gonna lie. And someone asked me, did the benefits of like the extra strength and the power out of corners and stuff outweigh the like added weight you get from creatine? For me, it was a game changer. Now, these are my opinions on it. The weight, if you're racing crits, I can see it being a massive benefit. The power out of corners, and I don't think power to weight is as important, because you can hide, most crits are flat, so extra power, just raw watts, helps in a crit scenario. When you come off road, it's a little bit different, mountain bike, cyclocross, because there's a lot more friction between your tyres, the mud, and moving. Power to weight does make a bigger difference. Now, in my personal opinion, being 3-4 kilos lighter makes me snappier out of corners than the extra power from the benefits of creatine for strength. If you're trying to gain muscle, gain some weight, it is crazy. My like transformation, and as soon as I stopped taking it, like 2-3 weeks later, I could not lift as much in the gym. It was wild, just the pumps you got, how I actually looked jacked for once rather than a skinny cyclist. But I, coming off it and being a bit lighter, I definitely feel snappier, fitter for like the whole race. If you're carrying an extra 4 kilos and you've got to lug that round a 60-minute mud bath, that is a lot harder than being able to sprint like 5-6 seconds a little bit more powerful. For cycling, I just don't see the benefit in it unless you're a sprinter or crit racer. If you're racing off-road, power to weight does matter, unfortunately, in my opinion. Right, let's get this training done, and then Daddy daycare. I've been informed, do not be a shell at the end of this ride, because you need to be on it, playing, books, tummy time. So try and get minimum 2 hours 30 in. Honestly, the worst thing about winter training is state. You can't even see it because my lights are on still. The state of the bike. I'm literally just going to towel it down quick, spray it a bit, and daddy daycare, I'm going to have to see to it later. It was grim. I mean, look at that on this. It's the hardest bit about winter training. That is why I get on the turbo as well. It has been all go since I got back. Try and scrub the bike down best I can. We'll get back to that later. Shower, get the pram out because the rocket's got to go. Luckily, she whipped up these little baked oats with blueberries, banana, raisins, chocolate chips a couple of nights ago. So breakfast is sorted. Cover that in yogurt. I'm probably going to put some chocolates in because it's Christmas. We've got some celebrations and heroes kicking about. Need to refuel, don't you? Right. Daddy daycare, let's get it. He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. It's a Gruffalo! You will be pleased to know Daddy daycare survived it. The rocket's back. It's cut short. The rocket didn't actually see the dentist in the end. She'd gone for nearly 3 hours, didn't actually see the dentist. Good trip. But it's not that I'm not a terrible, it's not that I'm a terrible father, but baby Ava is like her dad. She likes the boob. So when can't say that. So when mummy goes away and daddy's got to do a bottle, we sometimes have absolute tantrums. But today she was golden. She was my little princess, and it was plain sailing for once. We watched TV. Well, she didn't watch it. She fell asleep. Daddy watched it. We've been to Aldi now. We walked there to get our stuff for Christmas so that we didn't have to park, because it's carnage when you got a baby, you know. Right, back to the training, ladies and gentlemen. Picky tea tonight.
Training?
Yeah.
You need back to the training. It's Christmas movie afternoon.
Christmas movie afternoon. I thought I was going to smash a gym session or do a run or something. We'll see.
You can run over the shopping.
No. Yeah, farmers carries. Influencers in the wild.
I wanted to try and get a vote with Ava.
Excuse the background noise. Zero training has been done the rest of the day. We've been being festive, haven't we, Rocket?
Well, Ava had an hour and a half nap.
Yeah, Ava had a killer nap, so we watched some TV. And look what the Rocket's whipped up. Picky tea, baby.
Picky tea.
I actually said to the Rocket the other day, we're going to go on a health kick in January. It's getting out of control, and I'm actually looking forward to trying to eat healthy.
How many heroes did you eat this afternoon?
Because I'm just eating heroes like they run out of stock or something. So this ain't much healthier. Day 2 of the poor man's training camp. We now have daylight and more grubby roads, and it's blowing an absolute gale today. I've just ridden into a headwind for the last hour, but we are fueled by coffee and Biscoff bagels today, so all is good in the world. And on the plan, we're going to try and get 3 hours. I remember the poor man training camp in the past, it would have been we're going to try and get 5 hours today. Don't think my body's capable of that at the moment. We're 2 hours 5 in, so we should survive it. But the best bit is, I think once we get past this section, we're gonna have a tailwind. Oh, thank God. And it's downhill. But while we're chugging along, let's talk about what I get asked about a lot, sponsorship. Now, what I get is not sponsorship. No one pays me. What I do get is free product. That's what people give you. It's not all as, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice. I can't lie about that, but like, I sort of get a kickback from Veloforte if people use my code. What they do with me, I'm going to be as transparent as possible, because it's the one thing I hate about cycling. You see these guys like thanking brands. I wish everyone had to say, this brand gave me this, or paid me this, or gave me a discount, because a lot of the time it's probably not as sweet as it sounds. And that's the thing these days, you don't really get sponsorship for being good unless you're pro world tour. A lot of the people get sponsored for being influencers, or you've got to be able to give the brand something. With sponsorship for next year, I've no idea if these brands are going to support me. With Giant, I do have a signed contract. The deal with them is they give me the bikes for free and some kit and helmet and stuff like that. It's absolutely mega having that, but it doesn't pay my bills. My priority is always my job. This, like vlogging, cycling, is a hobby that I absolutely love, and it's nice that brands want to support me, like have their brand product in the videos. But how I got the Giant deal is actually a bit of a strange one. They messaged me on Instagram. They're like, you're really good looking, you're exactly what we're after. They didn't really message that. Yeah, they messaged me on Instagram saying they were looking for brand ambassadors. Do you want to have a chat? Had a chat with them. I'll be honest, when I got the message, I thought it was one of those spam ones, but I said to the Rocket and she was like, might as well. So had a chat with them, didn't really think of anything. They asked like what my plans were, etc. And then on the call, they're just like, what bike do you want? I was like, what? But yeah, to my amazement, they just straight up said, what bike would you want right now if you were looking at our website? So I, of course, picked the most expensive mountain bike they had.
That's science!
And offered me a deal, and now I am under contract till the 1st of February. Now, in terms of getting sponsorship, it's a case of you need to be able to offer the brand something. Whether, like, Giant don't have me to be on the podium, that's what they got Thomas Main for. They've got me because I have a YouTube channel. I also make some content on Instagram that they'll then be able to use on their account. But essentially, find out what you can offer a brand, ping them a message. If it's worthwhile, they'll get back to you. But like, I've only ever actively gone after one brand, and it's because I wanted to make a YouTube like series with their product to see if it actually worked, and they said no. So obviously my pitch isn't good enough. It was the Aerofit like breathing brand. I wanted to make a little sort of 6-week vlog series, seeing whether it actually helped and whether I actually improved my FTP, got any faster, or if it's a load of waffle. Brands probably don't want that though, because if it don't work. But I mean, if your product's good enough, test it. So currently, for me, next year, active sponsorship, 0. I fund it all myself. That's what we do when we have a hobby, you know? Right, let's get this training done. Absolute waffle on sponsorship. And if anyone does have any questions, I'm riding my bike a lot at the moment. Ping them down in the comments and I'll include them like this into a training vlog, or maybe do a Q&A. But tailwind time. Three hours on the bike complete. Coffee number 2 about to go down. We've got dark chocolate, apple, all gonna go on those, which the Rocket is whipping up. And Rocket, plans for today are chill. Is that your plans? Another picky tea. You're allowed to be on camera.
Well, camera's just been pointed.
Too late, too late. Say Say Merry Christmas from the Rocket.
No, I'm not saying that.
Say Merry Christmas from the Rocket. Say it.
Merry Christmas. You need to clean your lens. There's no lens dust on that.
That's how they like it. Dirty when the Rocket's on camera.
George.
Can't say that. Right, oats time. Let's go. Day number 2 of the poor man's training camp complete, and day 2 on the picky tea.
Pick up that cucumber I just dropped.
Oh, vegetables. There, you can have that back on your plate. Look at that, baby Ava. Delicious like you. But I'll tell you what, the body's feeling it. 2 days, I do not recover like I used to. But I think we're going to cut this video here. Part 2 will be another video because my waffle earlier was probably a video in itself. So I hope you've enjoyed part 1 of the poor man's training camp. I'm going to smash this, and then it's got to be an early night, girls. Daddy's feeling it. But catch you in the next one.